Tonight, sad demise. Troubled former footballer Shane Yarran found dead at his Seville Grove home. Workplace tragedy. A construction contractor crushed to death at a wastewater treatment plant. Bitter battle. A Perth man in custody in Bali over the alleged abduction of his son. And the family facing financial ruin to pay for their daughter's medicinal cannabis.
This is 10 Eyewitness News. First at 5 with Nerelda Jacobs.
Good evening and welcome to 10 Eyewitness News. First to breaking news, and troubled former docker Shane Yarran has been found dead at a southeastern suburbs home. Chiara Zaffino joins us live from the newsroom. Chiara, what happened?
Nerelda, the troubled former AFL player who was delisted by the Dockers in 2017, was reportedly found dead in his Seville Grove home this afternoon. Friends say Yarran had been in a dark place for a while, following several brushes with the law, but recently made a low-key return to the game, playing for Gosnells in the Amateur Football League. Before that, he was training with Subiaco, but after a clash with a TV cameraman outside court where he denied an attempted home burglary charge, he was told to take a break. Sadly, news broke today that he had taken his own life. Nerelda, Shane Yarran was 28.
Thanks, Chiara. And if you or someone you know is experiencing a personal crisis or thinking about suicide, there is support. Call the Lifeline 24-hour crisis hotline 13 11 14. A construction contractor nearing retirement has been killed on the job. Authorities are investigating circumstances surrounding the tragic death at a wastewater treatment plant south of Perth. Alexandra Ritzway filed this report. The Banking Royal Commission has claimed its first big scalp, with AMP boss Craig Mellor stepping down immediately. His resignation came as the company apologised for charging clients for advice they never received. It's time to get an early look at Friday night sport with Tim Gossage. And Goss, Kenny Lowe's lost his job at Glory.
Yeah, this is the headline, isn't it? Sacked as coach, but he's set to remain with the club. We'll have further details a little later. Also, can the Dogs regain their bark and be the first team to down the Dockers at Optus Stadium? And Gale Force, the Windies big hitter, smashes his way to an IPL century. And a star Eagle won't be playing against Carlton tomorrow.
Thanks, Goss. See you again soon. Coming up in 10 Eyewitness News, carer accused. A woman faces court, charged with abusing a cerebral palsy sufferer. And the gut-busting truth about low-carb beer. An Armidale carer has faced court accused of slapping a cerebral palsy sufferer in the face. Lee Jackson, who's related to the alleged victim, had nothing to say as she left court today. A magistrate was told the alleged abuse happened shortly after the 17-year-old boy's father died in May last year, and the teen was slapped when he asked for something to eat. The case has been adjourned until next month. The end is in sight in the decade-long energy war that's seen Australia's power prices explode. Today, the states and Commonwealth agreed to move ahead with Malcolm Turnbull's National Energy Guarantee. Michael Schultz is here, and so is the weekend. Schultzy, we've got some rain on the way.
Yeah, tomorrow's not going to be too bad. It's going to take a while for it to get through to the metropolitan area. There might be some reasonable falls in the southwest tomorrow, but we've got to wait until Sunday. These are the rainfall figures around the metropolitan area from last night, and Perth did pretty well, 3.4 millimetres. The total for the month is now up to 9.6. 23.2 was the maximum. The overnight minimum was 12.1, and around the state it got to 40 at Onslow and Fitzroy Crossing today, but only 21 at Bickley, DWELLINGUP, Cape Lewin and Manjimup. And here is how the rainfall is going to develop during Saturday. You can see mostly over the southwest corner of the state. A secondary front moves up on Sunday. That's going to have the best falls. Most of those are going to be close to the west coast. For Perth, 6 to 20 millimetres. And unfortunately, nothing to speak of any significance for the agricultural areas. So the farmers, I'm afraid, are going to have to wait for another system.
Thanks, Schultzy. We'll see you again soon. Ahead in 10 Eyewitness News. Terror charge. An Australian man accused of trying to fight for Islamic State. And how some caring coppers help rescue these orphaned bear cubs. The top stories on Perth's 10 Eyewitness News. Troubled former docker Shane Yarran has been found dead in his Seville Grove home. Police say the 28-year-old's death is not suspicious. A man's been killed during a scaffolding accident in Henderson. The contractor was working at a wastewater treatment plant when he was crushed around 10 this morning. And the family of a teenager with a neurological disorder is pleading for government help to subsidise the tens of thousands it costs to treat her with medicinal cannabis. The publisher of the Daily Telegraph has suffered a blow in its defamation defence against Oscar-winning actor Geoffrey Rush. A federal court judge today dismissed a cross-claim from Nationwide News against the Sydney Theatre Company. Rush is suing reporter Jonathan Moran and the publisher over claims he acted inappropriately during a production of King Lear. Justice Michael Wigney today said while Nationwide and Mr Moran were quick to publish, they have been slow to defend. In knocking out the cross-claim, the judge said the idea of suing a source was unusual. He set the trial date for early September. Australian researchers are developing a world-first treatment for motor neuron disease and many spinal cord injuries. They believe a new drug will prolong and improve life for those suffering horrible paralysis. Goss is back and the Bulldogs are in town.
That they are after a very big game. The Dogs, they're struggling though. They're against Freo tomorrow night. We hear from coach Luke Beveridge, and the Eagles have a run on the MCG. Also going low. After almost 5 years in the job, Kenny Lowe loses the Glory's top spot. And Ben bounces back as the Phillies, Simmons with staggering stats as they go out to put a freeze on the Heat. On to sport, everyone. Popular Perth Glory coach Kenny Lowe has been dumped after the club failed to make the A-League finals. After 4.5 years in the job, Lowe was told he won't be in charge 48 hours ago, but has accepted a role as the head of the Glory's junior academy.
We wanted a top 4 finish at the beginning of the year, and we felt that the squad should have done better than what it actually did in the end. But the bottom line is we feel after 4.5 years, irrespective, we need a new, fresh approach.
The Glory continued to review all aspects of the club, and finding a replacement for Lowe is a priority, but they wouldn't be drawn into possible contenders, which include former Wanderers manager Tony Popovich, who is back in Australia.
We will be relentless trying to pursue the success this club and its fans and its members and our sponsors deserve. And a lot of decisions need to be made as we move forward.
The Glory plays EPL heavyweights Chelsea in late July at Optus Stadium. And on the topic of Chelsea, they're still in the hunt to qualify for the Champions League. After a 2-1 win against Burnley, the Blues lost their lead from a lucky deflection, but were able to respond soon after.
Parisi didn't last long. Chelsea showing their resilience, get their noses back in front almost straight away.
The win moves Chelsea to within 5 points of 4th place Tottenham. She might be as cool as ice on the pitch, but Matilda's star, WA Sam Kerr, admits she's far from calm ahead of tomorrow morning's Asian Cup final with Japan. The Aussies have finalised preparations for the decider, and while Kerr admits they weren't at their best in the semi-final against Thailand, she says they're just focused on winning another trophy.
Like I said, it's a really proud moment. All the girls are really pumped, and this is my 3rd one and hopefully my 2nd win. So I'm really nervous. I really, really want to win this. So hopefully the girls can pull through and get that win.
The Matildas won the Asian Cup in 2010 before finishing runner-up to Japan 4 years ago. Lewis Jetta has been forced to pull out of the Eagles team for tomorrow's clash with Carlton at the MCG. Lewis Jetta didn't even travel to Melbourne with the rest of the squad and has been replaced in the team by Tom Cole. Lockie Reid has more on West Coast battle with the Baby Blues. News in from London. After 22 years as the manager of Arsenal, Arsene Wenger has decided this will be his last year. He's won lots of titles and he's outstanding. He won't be coming to the Glory, I can confirm that, but he's a legend.
Thanks, Goss. Chelsea's got the weekend weather next.
Yes.
Oh, so who is going to the Glory?
Justin Langer.
Hello there. If you've got things to do outside this weekend, get into them pretty early tomorrow, because by tomorrow night and into Sunday, it looks like we're going to get a reasonable drop of rain. There was a bit of shower activity, as the Skyscan shows, early this morning, 3.4 millimetres in the official Perth rain gauge, and that takes the total for the month to 9.6 millimetres. 1 millimetre made it through to the airport. The maximum temperature in the city today reached 23.2 degrees around 1:30. The overnight minimum was 12.1. It's back to 19.2. The winds are west-northwesterly at 9 kilometres an hour. Barometer still around 1,014, 1,015 hectopascals, and the relative humidity 62%. The daytime temperatures got to 26 at Bullsbrook and Northam, 22 at Mandurah, and the 21 that you can see in the hills at Bickley and DWELLINGUP was the equal lowest in the state today. And outside the metropolitan area, 21 was reported at Cape Leeuwin, Witchcliffe, Manjimup and a few other locations in the southwest. The highest maximum was 40 at Onslow in the Pilbara, Mandorah and Fitzroy Crossing in the Kimberley, and the lowest last night was 4 degrees at Collie and at Salmon Gums. Most of the falls in the southwest district up till 9 this morning were under 4 millimetres. Windy Harbour by far had the highest with a total of 19 millimetres. Now, the series of satellite photographs shows the first front approaching the west coast, but you can already see it sliding off to the southeast, so it's going to struggle to push anything through other than the southwest district. On the chart, you can see the progress of the first front, but it's going to be backed up by the secondary, which is going to come through during Sunday. Ahead of the first one, there is a strong wind warning for the Leeuwin coast. As far as rainfall is concerned, there should be showers tomorrow, southwest of a line from Perth to Albany. Likely to be some moderate falls in the southwest district. There's also going to be an area of mid-level showers and thunderstorms over the east and southwest land division, the Gascoyne, the Goldfields and the Eucla, but that's going to be very light and patchy. As far as the major centres are concerned tomorrow, Bunbury could get in the order of 6 to 20 millimetres later tomorrow. Albany, however, is only expecting 3 millimetres from its showers and thunderstorms. Geraldton should be partly cloudy, Kalgoorlie partly cloudy, further north it should be generally sunny. Here is the rainfall model for Sunday. Showers should extend into the southwest land division. There should be thunderstorms southwest of a line, Jurien Bay to Bremer Bay. Moderate to heavy falls once again in the southwest district and adjacent parts. The Bureau's thinking they're going to be in the order of 15 to 40 millimetres. For the nation tomorrow, Brisbane should get a shower or two. Morning shower is possible in Adelaide, a late shower in Hobart, partly cloudy in Sydney and Melbourne. The others should be generally sunny. The winds aren't going to be strong for Perth tomorrow. We'll start with northerlies at 10 to 15 knots. They'll go west to northwesterly during the day around 10 knots and become variable late in the afternoon. Seas around 1 metre or less. The west to southwesterly swells expected to be between 1.5 and 2.5 metres. Low tides close to 0.6 of a metre at 21 minutes past midnight. High tide a little under 1.2 metres at 6 minutes to midday. Sunrise 19 to 7, sunset 11 to 6. Perth's going to be mostly sunny in the morning. We'll see a shower or two develop during the afternoon and the evening. There is the risk of a thunderstorm. The winds will be light and a rainfall total tomorrow is expected to be only around 1 millimetre. 13 the minimum, the maximum's expected to reach 26 degrees. So Sunday becomes the interesting day with the second front coming through. Showers and thunderstorms are likely. 6 to 20 millimetres is the estimate for the metropolitan area. The heavier falls would be over the southern suburbs. 16 to 23. Monday just a shower or two, 1 millimetre, then it's clearing up. And Anzac Day is still looking very good for ceremonies and services. It should be sunny with a top around 25 degrees. I'll try not to change that.
Thank you very much, Michael. And that's all from the Perth newsroom for now. Thanks for your company. Enjoy your weekend. I hope we do get a decent fall over the weekend.
I think we will. Good night.
Good night.